we've got a world in ourselves that we are competing against ourselves. Treyarch is very much, and always has been, and may always be, we have this feeling of being the underdog, regardless of how successful we are.
Right.
Every single time, you know, just before this came out, we're all sitting there going, are people going to like it? I don't know. I just don't know. You know, we think it's fun. Is it fun? Yeah, it's fun, yeah. That has been the case every single time. And we're always competing with ourselves and that stuff. Now, we are gamers. We are, you know, movie watchers, book readers, comic book readers. And so we'll take influences from wherever we see it, right? But it's always about us in terms of how do we lift our game? What things did we do? How can we do them better? And then the more boring part of it is, okay, how many staff have we got? How much time have we got? You know, and there's this scheduling, production game. You know, one of the reasons why back in the day when I, you know, transitioned from being an engineer into being a producer before becoming a director, production's like the ultimate computer game. There's all these people, there's a finite amount of time, there's so many disciplines, and you're like, ooh, move it here, move it there, and put this thing in here, and oh, that's, you know, it's going to make something. That's the game we play every single time. You know, people say comments and say like, well, why can't you just put that in? It's like, well, that was a choice. At some point, you've got to make a choice about where you're spending your time, what are you doing. You can't do everything. Now, the difference this time round is we've changed the structure of the team so that between DLCs, as we're going forwards, we've got a dedicated team adding new features and adding new content in.
Right.
So that's a big change. And that's only possible due to the community. There's so many people who have, you know, we're very blessed with having such a passionate community. We get to see that, and then we get to have more resources allocated for us. We get to have more time, right? So if people are enjoying it, if people are having fun with it, that allows us to have more resources and put more stuff in. That's, you know, there's a quid pro quo to that whole situation.
You've been doing this for a very long time. Do you still like get those pre-launch nerves, like
every
the
time.
day before? What's Treyarch like on the day of a release, whether it be a new game or a DLC?
What do you mean?
Yeah,
I know. Well, I know I'm in the building, but we're kind of confined to just the media room. Like they won't let me just wander around the studio. What's kind of the feeling around the dev team?
It's a little bit of happiness and tension. There's a tension. There's a happiness that you're finally getting in people's hands, so we can watch the streams and see people playing it. We start to. There's then the job part of it, which is we need to log every single bug. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we know is still in there. We need to get on it, so it doesn't kind of like, oh, I'm done now. We just keep going. The other team's moving ahead. They've got their, you know, DLC 1, DLC 2 deadlines, so they're still going. DLC 3 and so forth, right? But then you also have this this strange feeling of I don't know. There's a numbness to it because you've worked on something for, you know, 3 years. It's go, and then it's out, and then you're excited, but also humble as well, and it's weird. It's a very kind of conflicted experience. I'm just speaking for myself personally, but you know, on the floor, you'll see people reacting to it in different ways. I don't think it's the same for everyone.
No, at this point, you've worked on how many zombies? Like it's probably too many to count just off your head, right?
It's a lot.
Does it still feel like when you've released your first map?
Yeah, because there's been maps
not installed. That's tragic.
There's been maps where when we put the block out down, you play it a little bit, and there's been maps where we said no, we need to go again because I feel totally fine with this. That's a problem. So if you basically put your block out down, you start playing and go, this feels safe, this feels good. It's normally I walk out and go, we've got to change it up, guys.
You don't want to feel safe.
I don't want to feel safe. I should, every time we're doing a map, should be like, how are they going to receive this? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? It's like when you hear professional like stuntmen. They are massive control freaks. They do amazing things, incredible acts, because they have a science to it. In the same way, we want to be making an amazing thing. And so we say we need to go somewhere dangerous. We're going to do something incredibly dangerous, but what we're going to do is going to back it up with all this thought and planning. But it should be, on a surface, a dangerous decision.
Well, there's a lot like that sometimes on YouTube where people, like, you'll hear YouTubers say, this video, I don't know about it. It's risky. And then they'll drop it and it's like, I'm so glad I did that. Like, you go into those comfort zones, or those areas where you're not as comfortable. You leave those comfort zones.
Yeah, you have to.
In Black Ops 4, where would you say, like, areas that, like, you ventured into territory you were unsure about?
I think nearly every single bit. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, the decisions that we've made, I mean, there's ones that I feel more secure about, but again, it's about getting that preparation. You know, making sure that you're feeling like that decision was not just I'm pulling out my ass and say, let's do this. It's like, we checked it against all the stuff, we've made educated decisions, I'm surrounded by a whole team of very, very talented and experienced individuals. You know, when they turn around and say, I've got a gut feeling about that, their gut feelings are better than some people's is science, right? So when they say, I've got a gut feeling about that, because you have to make certain leaps of faith. But that's why I surround myself with the best, because it makes my job easy.